Okay, the cupping is always the same, it's a protocol, and it starts with smelling the dry ground coffee, 10 grams in a cup like this, and it starts with just shaking it like this and smelling it. The first thing that comes in mind, you write up. Now, of course, you will be never involved in this cupping process if you write up for all 10 coffees, it smells like coffee. You're done. So, what you want to know is what is really in this coffee. Now, with this coffee, I smell this one a lot, of course. There is the same idea. This smells like cookies and chocolate. So you write it up. And there's more into it. I smell peppers, I smell licorice, I smell cinnamon, I smell hay. All those things I would write up. I give it to the person next to me, and he could write up a lot of the same things, but also different things. The roast that works for you. So what I got here is light, medium and dark, and what I like you to do is smell all three of them. Now I messed them up. Oh no, it's like this. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to smell the coffee, and I like you to pick simply the one that works for you. I don't want you to take it apart. If you want to do that, you put the cups on the counter here later on, you can do it on your own. But at this moment, smell and pick the one that is the nicest for you. Otherwise, you lose the moment and it doesn't really work. Terry, you have more on this side? Yeah? Just if you start over here, I will start over here. Light roast is where we start with. You just shake it like this. What we're going to do is we're going to taste it. We're going to taste it like with the cupping, but we're not going to use spoons. We're going to slurp it and try to keep it in the front of your mouth. Don't bring it right away in the back of your mouth. Try to keep it in the front of your mouth and play with it. Pull a little bit of air through it. And what you will notice is that the acidity builds up around your tongue. You taste this fruitiness in the tip, at the side of the tip of your tongue. And the next thing what you do is you bring the coffee in the back of your mouth, and your whole mouth will fill up with flavor. How you taste your acidity, how you taste your bitterness, how you taste, everybody is different built. Okay, next one. Again, about 30 seconds longer. And if you slurp this one, and you keep it in the front of your mouth, you will notice that this is warm water. There is no flavor in the front of your mouth. You bring the coffee in the back of your mouth, and you will notice that in the back of your mouth there is an explosion of taste, but only in the back. It's like somebody pulls all the switches and the flavor, the body is there, but in the front you lost everything. You lost the fruit, you lost the nuts. It's only in the back of your throat where you got this ball of flavor. Try it, go ahead. Do you notice how smooth that is?
It wasn't so bad at the front though. What was it?
Yeah, but most of it was gone. You know, if you compare this with a light roast, this one has a full body, it has the caramel, it has the dark chocolate, but that's what it is. The bitterness maybe came down a little bit, that's also normal in a dark roast. Now, your question, what most places do in the United States is they take it one step further than this. You lose the caramel, you lose the dark chocolate, and it gets replaced by something that I like to call charcoal.
It's another 30 seconds? Is that
It's another 30 seconds. And what we expect out of coffee is what you just experienced, the body. And what I try to explain to you now is there is way more. You got those little flavors. But again, it's very personal if you're going to like them and in which form you're going to like them. So at this moment, I like you to make a choice out of any of the three. And what you buy is you buy coffee to taste. And when you got this coffee to taste, you're really going to taste it. He's going to explain how that coffee tastes, and if he's making true for you, if that actually is all there. And if it's coffee that really fits with you. And if it doesn't really totally work, or even when you think it's wonderful coffee, I like you to think, how would this medium be if it becomes a dark? And also, how would this dark be if it becomes a medium? You know, the dark, going back to medium, would get more of the little flavors. But the medium, getting more into dark, gets more of the body. Gets kind of smoother, gets a kind of rounder, gets a little bit less in bitterness most of the time. In both cases, it could adjust the coffee more to your flavor. If you're understanding what I'm trying to tell you here, you are capable of buying coffee. The way I told you, or Terry told you, is you got the light, the medium, and the dark. But what you really have is a spectrum of light, and a spectrum of medium, and a spectrum of dark. And his job is finding the very best combination. And now the way he explains it is also the way to do it. He looks for the best combination of all the flavors you can get out of that coffee within that spectrum that works for him. And then you hope it works for you too. That's, yeah.
It's been working for me so far.
Yeah.